How do you make a man obsess over you? The top 10 things that guys like in girls. So making a man obsess isn't hard, but there are ways to do it if you really want. And truthfully, when you don't know the real way to make a man obsessed, you end up doing things that fail and kind of achieve the opposite. So I'm gonna share something that I like to call my drive detection meter, which is number one, that activates an overwhelming need to obtain you and win you by hooking him in such a deep way that you might be horrified he stalks you so much. Hey, it's Erin, your personal love expert, back again on the channel where we make men make sense. VixenDaily. If you want to learn 10 ways to make a man obsessed, then write "I'm ready" right now in the comments down below while the intro plays. This video has been requested so many times, so I hope you guys enjoy. But before we dive in, I have a very small favor to ask. If you like this video, any of my videos, anything about me, what I'm wearing, love advice, give me a like, a thumbs up, give me a like, share, subscribe, tell people all about it. So I wanna go right to the biggest thing, which is support a man's drive. So this is the drive detector that will kind of steal a man's heart, and it's a very important tool to put you as an irreplaceable woman in his mind because you actually support the deepest, most meaningful, most core, most important part of him as a man. So his mission as a man, his purpose, the direction he wants to go in his life, because men only feel fully alive as a man when they know the direction that they want to move in and where they want to take their life, their goal, their purpose, and their motivations and feelings as a man will be entirely based around this. So if they're on track and moving in the direction of this, then they're happy and confident. But if they're not, then they're miserable and withdrawn. So what's the drive detector? That's basically observing what fires him up, what inspires him, what deflates him, and move towards supporting what feeds that motivation and inspiration. So observe what brings out the best in him and observe what kind of discourages him and support what brings out his best. We get so many comments these days, and I try to reply to everyone, but I wanted to create a private group where you could get individual attention from me. So if you want to actually learn specific techniques on how to do the drive detector or any of the things I mentioned, you should come to VixenInsider.com. Now, space is limited, but if there's space available, you can connect with me in this insider group. I would love to see you join, and it's a really cool way of having one-on-one interaction. Now, let's go to number two, which is manage your mood. So your mood is your love magnet, and being in a good mood, or at least as close to it as you can, is a really smart way to kind of increase the probability of your relationship succeeding. So relationships reflect the happiness that you feel inside back to you. So if you're both living happy and are really happy in your own life, then you automatically give your relationship a better chance to succeed. And you basically do this by living your life in a way that truly makes you happy and fulfilled and at peace, even if you were single or he left. Now, you don't always have to fake being happy, just be able to control your emotions and deal with things yourself. Now, this isn't an act. If you act, it'll be useless, but what it is an inner state of being in the privacy of your own mind. So now real quick, I wanna point something out, because this is one of those major perspectives that makes your love life effortless, easy, and just plain work the way you've always wanted it to work. So whether this is the first video you've ever watched by me, or you already subscribe to this channel and you watch all my videos, make sure you always pay close attention to whenever I share perspectives on what makes everything work, because that's honestly the most powerful information of all. What's number three? Number three is to be present and enjoy the moment. So men like women that are able to be present because it's not tedious and exhausting to be around. That's pretty much the gist of it. So just to kind of clarify what I'm saying, being present means you listen when he talks, you can carry on a conversation and not think about what you're gonna say or what he's gonna think. It just requires being in a good mood, a good space, and it's a simple but often overlooked and powerful tool to really make a man feel good around you. So the way to kind of automatically be someone that shows up as present is step one, show up as emotionally self-sufficient. What does that mean? It means you're already happy and fulfilled and engaged and entertained within your own life, so you already do this automatically. Step two is to remember you can enjoy him, but don't get excited by him. Don't need him to be a certain way or need him to do certain things. Step three, be simple when you're with him, be present with him, and enjoy the moment at face value without trying to get somewhere. Now, you cannot fake this. That is a very important thing to always keep in mind. Number four, be kind. So men are normally attracted to kind women, not as in a physical attractiveness kind of way, just men gravitate toward women that are genuinely kind. You can't fake it because it kind of shows that, you know, they're gonna be around someone who's pleasant, and subconsciously all our feelings of attraction, dating, and mating all boils down to this notion that you're a woman that's biologically gonna be a good mother, and regardless of whether or not he's subconsciously aware of it, it's a major attraction trigger. So the trick here is to embrace loving energy and understand that men are attracted to kind women, not women that pretend to be tough and mean. The bottom line is embrace your nurture instinct. More love is needed in the world. Number five is focus on yourself, having a full life. So actively spend time bettering yourself and making your life something that he'd want to be around. Showing up full, make sure that you're a woman he wants to be around, so you improve the quality of your interactions with him automatically. The reason is because when you're truly happy on the inside, it kind of shines outward and attracts love to you. So believe it or not, women set the emotional tone in the relationship. You have this power. You just need to understand that you do and use it to your advantage, because you set the emotional tone for the relationship and he'll fall into alignment with your good mood. So if things have been in turmoil, it might take a bit of time for him to kind of catch up to the good emotional tone in the relationship. However, slowly but surely he will come around and align with your good emotional tone if that's how you truly feel inside. Be the emotional leader in your relationship. Don't look to your relationship as something to make you happy. Instead, look at it as something to bring happiness into, and it will reflect that happiness back to you. This is super effective because when you feel good, truly good on the inside, men really respond to it, and it kind of fixes a lot of problems automatically and prevents a lot of problems as well. Number six is give him space. So men can only love you when you give them space, because it's the process that they need to fall in love. So when you give space, you don't interrupt his process. And when you don't, you do. By process, I mean his process of falling in love and missing you. So what I mean by giving space is you give him space to work out his emotions, to handle his life, and get things he needs to do done. There needs to be space, though, more importantly, for him to reach out for more of you. Now, sometimes in pop culture, you will hear things like, men don't want to be in a relationship because they don't want to lose their freedom. Well, this popular misinterpretation is that it's men wanting to run around and just be single forever. It's not true. What men are really talking about is that they don't want to lose their ability to have uninterrupted space in their life when they need it. So men need space sometimes. It's good for them and good for your relationship. Now, it's very important to show you understand this and you're okay with him taking space when he needs it, because space is what men feel that freedom is, that, you know, they're supposed to need. So it's actually space, not freedom. And that's a very important trick to know, that it's not freedom, but rather space. There's a very big difference between the two. So you're just leaving him alone to recharge his batteries while you recharge yours. You're focusing on being entertained by yourself, on having an engaging life and just a happy life that you love, and then you show up fresh with new conversations and new topics. So giving space automatically makes you not act needy, as long as you realize it's good for your relationship and you're living an engaging, happy life of your own while you give him space. If you have specific questions about this, you can join my private insider group. Space is limited But if there's space available, you can join me in the group VixenInsider.com. That's VixenInsider.com. Number 7 is be emotionally self-sufficient. So what you achieve by being emotionally self-sufficient is you avoid needy behavior, which prevents problems. So rather than you needing him to make you happy, it makes it possible to have fun with him, because relationships aren't there to make you happy. You bring happiness into them and it reflects it back to you. This means that you never look to other people to make you happy. You enjoy other people, and there are some people that you love more than most or that you like more, but you consider your emotions and how you feel inside completely your own responsibility. If you don't feel fulfilled, you figure out what you can do to feel fulfilled. If you don't feel happy, you figure out what you can do yourself to feel happy. If you feel bored, you figure out what you can do yourself to feel entertained. This makes you tremendously more attractive. Why? Because you won't fall into the trap of acting needy. But more importantly, it forces a guy to step up and actually be interesting. Instead of chasing a guy like he's some magical man that will make your life into some fairy tale, when you love your own life and find your own existence super entertaining, you don't chase a man who isn't giving you what you want. You don't waste your time on a relationship that isn't measuring up. Your own life is incredibly happy, fulfilling, and entertaining. So you're not gonna waste your time with someone who you don't enjoy all that much when you could be having a great time on your own doing something else. So the real trick is always occupy your own life with things you love. Now, you don't always have to be apart, but when you're together, make the time good, and this is gonna automatically happen when you're recharging your own batteries when you're alone and you both show up full. Number 8, be as attractive as you can. This is a simple reason because men are visual creatures. It'll just be working with what you got. You can't compare yourself and change, but have tangible goals. If you don't know what to do for hair, makeup, or clothing, you can even look at a celebrity doppelganger if you want for ideas and inspiration, or just focus on making the best of what you have. Don't focus on changing yourself to fit something you could never be. So focus on what you can control. Number 9, be as unique as you can. So this just appeals to a man's need for something new, right? So be your unique self and kind of learn to identify who you are. And another way to say this is kind of that you can be okay with being how you naturally are and who you naturally are, instead of trying to act in a way you think will make him want you. The truth is that no matter who you are and how you act, some people will be attracted to you and some won't. That's true for every person, no matter who they are or how they are. So you might as well be how you naturally are. Be okay with who you are and be okay with the fact that some will be naturally attracted and some won't. But the bottom line is be okay with yourself. Discover yourself. Be happy on your own. And if you don't feel happy right now, the path to that is gratitude. Practice being grateful. Look at everything in your life through a lens of gratitude. Practice it like the most important habit in your life, and happiness will come to you. And this method is backed by clinical research, so it's really worth doing. You can journal. That's a very helpful way to do things because it's gonna really give you clarity into yourself and into what it means to be grateful. Don't fake it though, because that is a very obvious and unappealing vibe, because faking things is not the real power here. It's about being genuinely grateful. And finally, number 10, be silly. So fun energy is attractive. Men crave being around fun women. It gives off a fun energy because remember, vibe is what we're really focusing on here. So be able to laugh at life. Most people live pretty boring, mundane, and tedious lives. And when you're the breath of fresh air in their world, they will become addicted to you in many ways. So identify what you find funny in life, what you think is fun and entertaining. Again, don't fake it, because faking it is a very unappealing energy. And I really hope that this helped you. Be sure to comment on this video with thoughts on this topic, any questions you have, and subscribe to the channel for more love advice so you can have the love life that you really want. And I will see you next time.